Hi there, welcome back. This is part 2 in our webinar series of things that I've learned as a professional in the weight loss industry and as a living, breathing human being on the face of this earth. I know that's a long title. I'm sure we're not going to put the whole thing down there, but you get the gist. So today I want to talk about something that's very important and something that I learned really not so long ago on my journey, to be quite honest, and it's about self-acceptance. Now look, self-acceptance is a very hard thing to master. Most people believe that if we accept ourselves, warts and all, as is, then that acceptance equals complacency. And let me be very clear, I am in no way, shape, or form complacent or satisfied with where my life is currently. But it doesn't mean that I don't accept who I am and how I live my life. Let me explain the difference between those two things. Self-acceptance only means that you are willing to accept the things about yourself that you can't necessarily change. Sometimes there are things about ourselves that we don't want to change. And you know what? If you don't want to change it, you can accept that too. But it depends on if it's negative or positive. If there are things in your life that you want to change, it doesn't mean that you can't accept those other things about yourself and still keep moving forward. You can certainly accept who you are and still evoke the changes in your life that you want to make. It all depends on perspective, right? For example, there are certain things in my life that I accept about myself. I accept that I have a sweet tooth. I also accept that I'm an emotional eater. However, I reject the idea that I have to have something sweet every single day to survive. And I reject the idea that every single time I'm feeling emotional, I have to eat based on my cravings and it has to be something fried and something delicious. I accept the fact that I have these issues, but I know how to work within those things because of what we talked about before, which is self-awareness. So if you really want to succeed on your journey, number one, self-awareness, but that leads to self-acceptance. Understanding that there are certain things about you that you're not going to change. You know, certain desires, certain physical attributes, but there are things that you can change. For example, if you're 100 pounds overweight, doesn't mean that you don't have to love yourself and doesn't mean that you can't accept that you're 100 pounds overweight. Accept that fact, but don't necessarily become complacent with it and go, well, this will never change. It's not what I mean. If you're dealing with a lot of extra weight and that's causing you other problems in your life, then you can change that. And then begin to accept those changes. And each time you lose a little bit of weight, accept yourself as that new person. Accept yourself as you see yourself in the future. Live in that reality as part of who you are and see what kind of changes that makes in your mind. So become more self-aware, as we talked about in video 1, and accept who you are. Love yourself for you. Because you're beautiful, you're worth it, you're amazing, and you should feel that way about yourself. I once had somebody tell me years ago when I had a lot of my own self-deprecating behaviors and I couldn't love or accept myself. I once had them say this to me: I wish you could see yourself the way that I see you, because I see you as a caring individual who is compassionate, who has integrity, who loves others beyond himself, and who is not so bad to look at. Just a little hard to hear someone who never really accepted himself in that way. I've learned how to say thank you in those situations and accept that that might be someone else's perception, so thank you. But I've also learned that there are certain things about me that are pretty cool, and that I can accept those things about myself and live my life as that person. And if there are things that I don't accept about myself, then I either have to learn how to accept them or learn how to change them. If I can't change them, then I have to accept them. If I can't accept them, then I have to change them. Does all that make sense? All right, thank you. So self-acceptance, another lesson that I've learned as a human being walking on this earth and as a professional in the weight loss industry. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below or contact us at orlandowell.com/contact if you want to ask me something personally or if you want to pose a question to your Well team of specialists. This is David, and I am Well.